Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 1Game1Life. My name is Typo, and this is Dragon Age Origins Part 27. And we are about to have what might be one of our quicker episodes. We'll see. Let's go see how Joker's doing.
Oh, why you little...
What?
Your furry friend here took offense at me getting near his food. He snapped at me, look.
There's hardly any blood drawn. Still, he shouldn't have.
Sometimes I forget that he's a war dog. That'll teach me. I once heard a really old legend about how the Hound warriors in the days of the old tribes would feed their Mabari the flesh of the vanquished. Well, that's what I heard anyway. It would sometimes be human flesh. Oh, like you can tell the difference. For all you know, maybe you've already been fed something. Someone.
It's like they can understand words perfectly. It's crazy. Don't listen to Alistair. He's full of rubbish.
Hey!
Oh, look at what your fool dog placed in my pack. A putrid, half-eaten hare is not something a woman wants to find in her unmentionables.
He ruined them. Does this mean you have to go without? Why is that a line I can choose? It's the thought that counts. He means well.
Dirty mongrel can have this back. There. And tell him not to do it again.
You heard the lady.
I don't want it, you worthless fur bag.
Damn. That was ruthless, Morrigan. I think you hurt his feelings.
Oh, he's just trying to be manipulative, I can tell. I do it too.
That might be accurate.
Dog is filthy. I can smell him 50 yards off.
Good. He will fell our enemies with his stench.
That may be so, but all the same, I would like your permission to bathe him.
Go ahead. He's getting a little rank.
Excellent. I will get my soaps, and the dog shall have his bath after supper.
Oh, poor Joker. You're gonna have to be clean.
Yes, it is good to have my sword at my side again. I call her Asala, the soul, my soul. She is forged from rare blue steel and has served me faithfully for many years. Yes, you understand what it is like to have a weapon that is part of you. Few others do.
Okay. Just watch.
You are a true warrior and worthy of respect.
I'm glad Sten likes Joker. Trying to find a way through the earth, are we? It's gonna take some time, you know. Alright, have fun then. Go for it, my man. Alright. So there's that. Alright, we have Shale now. We need to talk to Shale. Bodan, I need Shale's gift.
I can do for you. Please, tell me.
And I need to sell you a bunch of stuff.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected. And
with your discount. Alright. So, the Uncrushable Pigeon would obviously be Shale's most hated artifact. Do we already have the pet rock on us? Where's the pet rock? There it is. Of course that would be Shale's favorite thing. I love this game sometimes. Alright. Acid flask. We don't need those. Go ahead. More injury kits than we're ever gonna need. But we'll keep them for now, I guess. Acidic coating? No. Demonic poison. Don't need it. Nope. Don't need it. 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 Ash Warrior Axe? No. Darkspawn War Axe? No. Battle Axe? No. If it's not a special weapon at this point, we're not interested. Like, we have so many amazing weapons now, we don't need to spend time on lesser weapons. Longsword, the Nug Crusher keep. Get rid of these Darkspawn Longbows, the crossbow. 37 Firebolts for almost 2 gold. 36 Ice Bolts for almost 2 gold. 39 Fire Arrows for a little over a gold. Huge! 2 Viridium Soldier Helms. Instead of leather gauntlets, leather boots, scale boots, chainmail boots, splint mail boots. All this stuff. It's just stuff. Oh, hold up. No, yeah. Small shield, Havard's Aegis, maybe metal kite shields, iron ring. I guess we can equip this to the dog. Better than nothing. I didn't realize we were finally going to get the dog, thank goodness. Amethyst, no. I still think we need the garnets for some reason. We are making big money here. Small flawed, small flawed. Small flawed. Small clear, small flawed. Large clear, large flawed, large flawed, large flawed. 8 wolf pelts. There we are, 60 sovereigns, 60 gold put together here. We're getting there. Slowly but surely, we are getting there. Alright, a lot of good items. Okay, here we go. Liliana. No, Alistair. Duncan's sword. Duncan's dagger requires 24 dexterity. Okay. Yeah, we'll go with that, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. We do need to put some runes on that. We really don't need Havard's Aegis anymore.
Something you need? I'm sure either my boy or I can help you out.
Let me see your wares.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected. And with your discount.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And then... what else was I doing? The runes. I need to talk to Sandal.
Enchantment?
Enchantment.
Enchantment!
Merrick's Blade for Alistair. Oathkeeper still has this. Take that off. Merrick's Blade. Journeyman Lightning. And Journeyman Frost. I think that'll do it. 4 more damage is always good. Chance to reduce movement speed is not really worth it at the moment. I'm sure Merrick's sword looks incredible. Oh my god. It looks like something the Lich King would have from my World of Warcraft days as a child. I love it. Alright, we're getting pretty close here. Shale. What's with the heavy sighs?
Oh, that. Merely reflecting on the hopeless nature of the task in front of it. The most likely outcome is that it and its companions will become a stain on some rock for the Darkspawn to tread upon. I shall be moved to a single tear by the tragedy.
Glad to know you care, at least.
It's true. One single tear, and then it's off to the north, I think. Or maybe west. I haven't decided. What's that? Did it hear flapping wings? There may be pigeons nearby. We should be alert.
+4, okay. I have some questions.
It doesn't have better things to do.
Are those crystals in your skin?
I like to think of them as accessories.
They must be worth a lot.
Now, keep its soft little hands away from them. They were bonded with my stone. They're as good as part of me now. I
Wasn't gonna
suspect
take
it
'em.
is an art that was practiced when golems were more, commonplace. My former master collected whatever lore he could find on the subject. He searched far and wide to collect what crystals he could and then added them. It is not an unpleasant sensation.
So they're decoration.
As I understand it, the crystals allow me to alter the flow of magic around me. Wilhelm had hoped to turn me into a battery of mana, something he could tap at will.
But they can do other things too.
Some of the crystals increase the presence of mana, some absorb or reflect spells. There are various kinds. All I can promise is that should it ever find one of these crystals, I can likely tell it the function and what it would do if added to me.
Would you be willing to have more added?
Why not? I don't get to wear clothing and other adornments like the rest of you creatures after all. That answers its question, I assume? Unless it has more.
I'm told you killed your former master.
Did I not already tell it that I do not remember doing such? I remember having a master. My memories of what happened to him are vague.
Vague, but not non-existent.
Clever and true. Oh, very well. Let me see what I can recall. My former master enjoyed experimenting upon me. I remember that much. There was tinkering with spells, and then the crystals. He was very eager to alter my function, I think.
Alter you? Why? You're fine as you are.
Flattery. And obvious flattery, too. I feel warm and fuzzy inside. He possessed my control rod. And back then, it would have prevented me from doing anything he did not command me to, no matter how I might have wished to. So what happened? I am unsure. He was experimenting, and then nothing.
So he hit the kill me button by accident.
Oh, ho, ho. It does like to laugh, does it? But who knows? I may have such a thing. And then he was gone. I was standing where I was, in the village, and I could no longer move. The villagers came, poked and prodded me in fear, and then realized they could neither move me nor destroy me. So they simply left me. And in time, I forgot I hadn't stood there all along.
Huh. Must have been terrible, I'm sorry.
In fact, at first, I found it more of a relief. For so many years, I'd had to leap to that little toadstool's every command. Get this, pick up that, put it down, pick it up again. The gall! At first, I'd hoped he'd simply decided to leave me there paralyzed. An acceptable trade-off. After years passed, I simply stopped caring.
Huh. Sounds like you had a good rest then.
I think I was ready to move on. Another few years and the moss would have covered my face. And then where would I have been? Whatever the mage did seemed to render the control rod useless. For which I should be thankful, yes? And provided it doesn't decide to copy his experiments, not that I would allow it, it is nothing to fear from me. Much.
Sounds good to me.
The things that it fights, and it fights things often, that is a different story. Let us get back to the walking and the fighting. My stone is beginning to itch again.
We do fight a lot, don't we? Plus 13 with Shale. Some questions.
It doesn't have better things to do.
How'd you end up in Hanli? Do you remember?
Oh yes, that I remember quite well. My former master, the mage Wilhelm, he brought me. As I recall, he had acquired some position with whatever lord ruled the land. I, being little more than a glorified possession at the time, was brought along. Oh, how he enjoyed impressing the villagers with me. Gollum snarl at that villager there, be fearsome. And of course, I would have to do it.
I would have thought you'd enjoy scaring humans.
I'd have happily stomped them all into paste, and then ripped down their little houses and stomped on them, too. In fact, after 30 years of watching them, I'd do it twice. What I didn't like was being ordered to do it. Dangled in front of those
Right.
frightened morons like some scary thing. Once I was a statue, it took those villagers years before they'd even approach me. The first one to actually work up the nerve to touch me urinated himself. Ugh.
You didn't like this Wilhelm, I take it?
He did love using that control rod. Fondled it so much his wife actually threatened to throw it in the lake. Ha! I would have liked to have seen that. Which reminds me, where did it find the rod? Did it pay a great deal for it?
Wilhelm's, oh yes, a fortune, in fact. I'm not gonna lie, not really, it was quite the bargain.
So long as it realizes that I'm inexpensive and not cheap.
Do you remember anything before Hanleith?
I traveled with the mage. He did a lot of traveling, I remember that. But where we went, it is rather fuzzy. I remember great battles, fighting many humans long ago. They were all very soft and squishy. And before that, No, there are only images. I was somewhere dark.
Just how old are you exactly?
I have no idea. Wilhelm used to brag that the dwarves stopped making golems centuries ago. I do not age as you soft creatures do. Sadly, my memory is no better. Plus, I get bored and stop paying attention.
But why were you out in front of the tower?
That is where Wilhelm kept me. He wanted me out in the open where I could be frightening like a scarecrow. I was supposed to watch for thieves. Plus, his wife didn't want me indoors. She said there wasn't room for me. Hag.
Hag? His wife?
I was once larger, 10 feet tall. Then the loathsome hag complained that I couldn't fit through the doors. So the mage had me shrunk down. Can it believe it?
That's
And
crazy,
she still
actually. I didn't know that. How does someone shrink a golem?
with a chisel and a lot of nerve.
Wow, interesting.
Good. I was just about done talking about it. It does like to have a good chat now and again, doesn't it?
Yes. -3. Hello? From what? What part of that conversation fell apart? I'm confused. 59 with Alistair. Yikes. Wishing that was better. 16 with Shale, but about to give her a pet rock.
Ooh, shiny.
Shale, meet Marble. See? That's a good pet rock name, I think. I think we're happy with that. Minor strength and moderate strength. Let's see if we can get it up to major strength.
I've watched a lot of humans in my time. It should be aware that I've decided that it is not much like any of them.
That's super. Thanks, Shale.
Surely it must come from some superior lineage, yes? Some breed of flesh creature that has decided to elevate its genetic stock above its natural shortcomings?
There's a backhanded compliment in there somewhere. Well, I'm a mage as well as an elf.
Then that must be it. The humans have always spoken about elves being inferior, but obviously this is their own stupidity talking. I would appreciate if it didn't spread around that I said anything. Humans might start to get the wrong idea. They might start thinking their race is not completely hopeless.
And we wouldn't want that.
Indeed. Can it imagine the horror? Oh. Now, let us crush something into a fine paste before it starts to think I've gone all soft. Perish the thought.
Thanks, Shale.
It speaks.
I have some questions.
Doesn't have better things to do.
How did Wilhelm come to acquire you?
That part I know, as Wilhelm often bragged about it to whomever was
Wilhelm.
willing to listen to him. He claimed to have found me in the deep roads. I was in the ruins of a Tig, he said, deactivated, with my control rod not far away.
Huh. What was he doing in the deep roads?
It was a hobby of his, scavenging. One of the reasons he traveled so much is that he was looking for entrances into the deep roads, old places the dwarves had long forgotten. And then he would sneak down and search for magical treasure. before anyone was the wiser.
So if he hadn't found you...
I wouldn't have had to put up with the twit, and I would be none the wiser. I don't think I was aware while I was there. Not like in the village. Or perhaps I was. Perhaps that was the dark place, and I simply couldn't see anything. How long could even I sit in the darkness and stare out at nothing, never sleeping? Oh, I do not wish to think of that.
So you don't know why you were there?
I think I remember a battle. It was long before, and then there was darkness. Bah, in short, no, I do not remember why I was there. It makes no difference.
Do you know where in the Deep Roads this was?
No, that secretive bastard refused to tell me. I would ask and ask, but no. He used to say that one day, if I were compliant and didn't talk back at his wife, he would take me there and I could look around myself. Rotten, lying bastard. If I had his head in my hands now, I would squeeze it like a giant lemon. Squish.
Let's move on.
On then.
Major strength for +7 on Shale.
It speaks.
Questions?
Doesn't have better things to do.
You watched that village day and night for years. That would be so awful.
I do not sleep, so yes. And I thank it for reminding me. Try to imagine, if it will, what it would be like to be surrounded by nothing but boring peasants, all oblivious to it.
Yeah, that would be rather horrid.
And then there were the birds. A whole village full of pigeons and ravens and sparrows all perching on me day in and day out.
Ah, sounds a little messy.
Those foolish villagers would spread birdseed near me, drawing the birds, because they thought having birds perch on me was quaint. Quaint! If there hadn't been the occasional kind soul to scour me clean, I don't care to discuss this anymore.
Poor Shale. Got him up to 85.
It speaks.
It does. I expected you to be different.
Different? Different than what? Different than a statue? Different than a log? Should I talk in a monotone? Yes, master, I exist to serve the master. I shall kill for the master and only for the master. Perhaps it expected me to have a booming voice. Recite limericks. I can recite limericks, if it likes.
Are they dirty limericks?
Mostly they involve slaughtering pigeons in creative and invasive manners.
Invasive?
I have not met another golem. I have no idea what one might be like, or why I wouldn't be like them. Why? Has it met other golems? Did they not sound as I do?
I have no idea what golems sound like.
I don't know what other golems might be like, but I am already superior by virtue of my free will. This is a good thing.
True. I agree. Being a golem would be handy.
Imagine the benefits. No need to eat or sleep or perform other functions. Walk underwater, crush the heads of every opponent. The possibilities are limitless. Barring the occasional 30 years or so of paralysis, there's little to compare. Now stop talking so much. The wagging of its moist little tongue is distracting.
And there you go. Massive strength. It's at 91 now. Let's go. We might need to bring Shale on our next journey here to Flemeth's hut. That sounds great. Let's equip her. A small, clear, natural crystal. 2 con, 2 health regeneration combat, plus 50% nature damage. Converts all damage to nature damage. And then large, clear lightning crystals. 2 dexterity, 30% electricity resistance, 5% chance to dodge attacks, chance to avoid missile attacks. There you go, Shale. You're looking absolutely stunning.
Ah, I see it found some of the crystals that I told it about. Well done. So, what does it think? They don't make me look any wider, do they? I find I'm already too wide as it is.
No, they're quite slimming.
It must be the vertical pattern it put them in. Did it know to do that? It must have. I think it should find some more as soon as possible. I want to glitter from ear to ear, so to speak.
There you go. Plus 5 more on Shale.
It speaks.
And that's it. Never mind. Plus 96 on Shale, just like that. Does Shale have level ups that we need to take care of? No? Oh, wow. Okay. Quake, Stone Roar, Slam, Bellow, Stone Heart. Definitely stuff to do there. Okay. Threaten, yeah. Alright. And this is, I know that was, like I said, it was going to be fast, but... Let's pet Joker. But this is a good spot to wrap this up right before we go to Flemeth's Hut, and really just catching up for the missed day more than anything. We got all our camp stuff set, ready to go, and I think we will bring Shale instead of Alistair to Flemeth's Hut, and that'll be what we do next. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like. If you really enjoyed it, consider subscribing. Either way, thank you so much for joining Traven and I and the rest of us on this journey in Dragon Age Origins. As always, we're having a blast. I can't wait to go to Flemeth's Hut. We're going to take care of that. And then I really am trying to figure out where we're going next. I'm interested to know where we end up. And I'll see all of you next time.